We are here as guests. We're coming into a nest that you've built. Thank you for letting us rest with you. I'm calling on you. I'm calling on you for your blessing. The heavier your blessing, the heavier we can go, the deeper the road. I'm calling on you, Mishkan. Thank you for letting us come and learn from you and be with you. And I'm calling on my family of the living and the dead. And I'm calling on my chosen family. And I'm calling on the wide, wide, wide world that feeds us and lets us live, to hold us as you always do. Shaun's putting a capo on. I wonder what that means. He's decided to change a key, but I'm into it. Oh, I'm coming back from the other place, from the other place, from the other place. You know what I'm talking about? When you've gotta come on back from the darkness, from the other place, from the other place. Oh, I'm coming back from the other place, from the other place, from the other place. Oh, coming back from the other place, from the other place, from the other place. Oh, I'm coming back from the other place, from the other place, from the other place. Oh, I'm coming back from the other place, from the other place, from the other place. Oh, I'm coming back from the other place, from the other place, from the other place. Oh, I'm coming back from the other place, from the other place, from the other place. Oh, I'm coming back from the other place, from the other place, from the other place. Oh, I'm coming back from the other place, from the other place, from the other place. Oh, I'm coming back from the other place. Come on back, come on back. I'm coming back from the other place, from the other place, from the other place. Oh, children, oh, mama, look what I have found. I'm carrying corn from the other place, and there's enough to go around. Oh, I'm coming back from the other place, from the other place, from the other place. I'm coming back from the other place, from the other place, from the other place. I'm coming back from the other place, from the other place, from the other place. I'm coming back from the other place, from the other place, from the other place. Oh, children, oh, mama, look what I have found. Oh, I'm fat with the good shit, mama.
Fat with the good shit.
I'm fat with the good shit from going underground. Oh, I had to go underground. I had to go to the other place. Before I could come back from the other place, I had to go in. I had to go deeply into the center of my gut, to the darkest part of the center of the earth. I had to go down, down, down. And you've been there too. I remember you. Because when you were born as a seed into the center of the ocean of your mother's belly. You were born as a seed into the center of the ocean of your mother's belly. And the first thing you did was split in two. I wonder if that was hard for you. But then you grew, you doubled, you tripled, you quadrupled. You couldn't stop growing. It was the thing you were an expert at. You grew and grew and grew and grew. And soon you grew a tail, and you were swimming around in the ocean of your mother's belly. And you were breathing, but you were breathing salt water. And some part of you is still aquatic. That's why when you feel joy or you feel grief, the salt water inside of you runs down to the ocean, remembering your mother, running back to your mother, to the ocean in the center of her belly. And you kept growing It's as though you went through every cycle of human evolution. Tiny, growing, an amoeba, and then like a tadpole, and then you had these little arm buds, feet buds. Do you remember that? If you've ever seen an ultrasound, you look a little bit like a Teddy Graham swimming by yourself in a vast expanse. And you couldn't see, but you could hear, and you could feel, you could hear. You could hear the heartbeat of your mother, and you could hear the beat of your mother's kidneys and the whir of your mother's gut, and you could hear the of your own heart against the of your mother's heart. And that was the invention of polyrhythm. And if you are a drummer, you should call your mom and say thank you, because you learned how to put two disparate truths together in the womb. You knew it then. You could hold a dark and a light. You could hold a fast and a slow. And they were both true. They were both all right. And eventually your mother was exhausted. Her feet were swollen. She was too big. She said, "That's it. Baby, you gotta come out. That's it. Baby, you gotta come out." And she said, "Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Are you hungry? Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Are you tired?" She said, "Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Are you hungry? Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Are you tired? Oh, I'm coming back from the other place, from the other place, from the other place. I'm coming back from the other place, from the other place, from the other place. I'm coming back. Sing with us, come on. From the other place, from the other place. I'm coming back from the other place, from the other place, from the other place. Oh, I'm coming back from the other place. Look what I have found. I'm fat with the good shit, mama. I am so fat with the good shit from going underground.
Oh, this is already so good.
Hey. Hi, Rabbi Lizzie.
Hi, Abigail and Shaun. This is already such a good night. Thank you for being with us again. The Bengsons, thank you, everybody. Welcome, everybody. Abigail and Shaun were with us last night as we brought Shabbat in, and I think we're all like tingling a little bit. Like, this feels really exciting. Like, we're all at a real concert, even, we're in our homes, but like, I don't know. I feel like I'm buzzing with the feeling of we're in the presence of something really holy. I want to go to your shul. And we're excited to go on this musical, spiritual journey with you tonight as we make Havdalah together, which I'll describe in a moment, which will be punctuating sets of your beautiful and brilliant music. So hello, all. It feels like we're here among friends. So for those of you who are Mishkanites, your builders, members, you're in our extended orbit, it's so great to see your faces. And if you want to see each other's faces, of course, you can go up to the upper right-hand corner, go to the gallery, switch your view from speaker to gallery and like scroll through and see who you know and say hello to people you haven't seen in a while. Drop them a note. For those of you who are with us for the first time, hello. I'm Rabbi Lizzie Heidemann. It's great to be with you. You're at Mishkan Chicago, which is a Jewish spiritual community here in the city of Chicago, which is on Ojibwe and Odawa and Potawatomi land. Mishkan means a wandering, traveling spiritual space. And we're about 10 years old, and until pretty recently, we served a mostly local community here in Chicago. And recently, we've kind of started reaching people all over the country. And so we're so happy that you're with us from all of the places you are from. I know a lot of people have already started sharing in the chat where you are and where you're watching from tonight. And if it is your first time here, tell us in the chat so that you can be showered with love. So when we as a staff first sort of hatched this idea, we were listening to the Keep Going On song on repeat, like all of us individually around our computer screens. And now the same thing is happening again. By the way, we've discovered the awesome music video for 100 Days. And we took it one step further, which is when we saw Keep Going On song, we thought to ourselves, Abigail and Shaun are our people. They're our people. They're Mishkan people. They're soulful and spiritual and musical and irreverent and funny, and they're theater people. And then we thought, I wonder if we can play together. And one thing led to another, and here we are. So big thank yous to everybody on the Mishkan staff who made this happen tonight. Rebecca Stevens, Ellie Spitz, Ashley Donahue, Hannah Rehak, Zach Weinberg, Aviva Stein for introducing us to the Keep Going On song. A big shout out to Emily Ante, without whom we wouldn't have known how to send a direct email to Abigail. Bless you, thank you. Everyone who's here tonight is so grateful for all of your work. Thank you, Jordan Golding, who's doing Zoom support tonight. We can all help him by staying muted unless otherwise instructed. And we have Esther doing closed captioning tonight for us. Thank you, Esther. If you want that, you go to the bottom where all of the different options are. It says closed captioning, just click it. Okay. Let's take a breath and move into Havdalah. So, just as Jews bring in the day of rest, the Holy Sabbath, which is ending right now, depends on your time zone. It's basically over here in Chicago now that it's completely dark, but we're going to sort of hold on to the spirit of the Sabbath for a little bit. The way that we bring it in is with lighting 2 candles, with raising and drinking from a glass of wine, with singing blessings. And that's on the front end of Shabbat. And we bookend Shabbat. Now, 25 hours later, we try to sort of extend the day, extend that day of rest and peace as much as possible. And we again ground ourselves with these earthy elements in a deeply sensory, sensual way to begin the new week. So if you don't already have some of these ritual items with you, take this next minute. I promise you won't miss the Bengsons. To go grab a glass of wine or something sweet, something that smells good, ideally something natural. This is a lavender satchel that I'm pretty sure is for an underwear drawer, but I've only ever used it for Havdalah. I have some cinnamon sticks, some pine cones, seriously, anything that smells good. And then, of course, a Havdalah candle. And I'll talk more about these symbols as we go through them. Even if you've just got 2 birthday candles at home to hold together, that'll do. Everything we're doing here tonight is for everyone. If it's familiar, if it's unfamiliar, if you're not Jewish, if you've never done this before. So you have 2 options. One is lean in, embrace it. We'll be putting up slides with the words so that you can sing along. And also feel free to just stay in that sort of Shabbat space of receiving and just being and just taking it in. So we're going to begin with a song whose purpose is to help us embrace this move from Shabbat into the new week, from this posture of rest and receiving, not producing, not consuming, but just being, which is Shabbat, and move into a posture of creating, like what are you going to be doing all week? Producing, consuming, but hopefully bringing as much consciousness and faith and courage to this world and to this week as we can. And so that is how we begin with Hine El Yeshuati. And this is Aaliyah, and this is Henry. So as long as the Bengsons are a family, we're a family too over here. And so, all right. So join us. Hi, li, li, I, di, 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 di. Hine ושרתם מים בששון ממעייני הישועה לאדוני הישועה על עמך ברכתך סלה אדוני צבאות עמנו משכב לנו אלוהי הכל סלה אדוני צבאות אשרי אדם בוטח בך אדוני הושיע המלך יעננו ביום קוראנו ליהודים הייתה אורה וששון ויקרא יללי יללי כוס ישועות אשא ובשם אדוני אקרא I lift up this cup of redemption and I call out your name. And as I look into all of your eyes, I see you, capital Y-U, in the faces of everyone here. Back over to you, Abigail and Shaun. We'll come back to that one.
Oh, thank you, Rabbi Lizzie. Thank you, everyone, so much for having us here. We feel it's such a beautiful community that you all have made, and we feel incredibly honored to be welcomed into it. Whenever we are in a religious community or a religious institution, we know that a lot of us on our way to that good space have probably had to go through some that were a little more challenging. And I know my family and I hold a lot of church trauma after a lot of years in it. And so this is a hymn for the church traumatized. When the worst come howling, when the congregation is scowling in the pews, daggers at you, just think of the great Miami washing through the church, and rest your head under the red river birch as the waters rush through the vestry, narthex and pews. Baptize the air that's stilled in there, and let the breath of bird song light the weary eaves, and rest your head under the red birch trees. Hold me up, help me to stand, walk me to that holy land where my God speaks words I can understand. I can understand. When the people claim to know what God wants from you, feel their fear, hold it near, see the humans under the weight of the church, and rest your head under the red river birch. Hold me up, help me to stand, walk me to that holy land where my God speaks words I can understand. I can understand.
stay here, and I can't bear to leave. Oh, their stares fall down and batter my crown. I want to stand by God, but could he possibly stand here in the hateful eyes that criticize me? Oh, hold me up, help me to stand, walk me to that holy land where my God speaks in words I can understand. I can understand. I wanna understand when the worst come howling, and when the congregation is scowling in the pews, daggers at you. Just think of the great Miami washing through the church, and rest your head under the red river birch. Oh, rest your head under the red river birch. Oh, rest your head under the red river birch.
Thank
Woo!
you.
Aaliyah just said to me, you know, it feels like this is the first real thing like we've done, like maybe in this whole pandemic. Like, we're gonna go through the blessings of Havdalah one by one, punctuated with songs from the Bengsons. So we'll begin with wine. So I invite you to hold up your glass and join us for this blessing. Havdalah thing go all at once, all at one time, and you know, maybe your Havdalah candle is lit right now and you're like, when are we going to use this thing? It's not going to be for a while, and so consequently we're also not putting it out into the wine for a while. So I want to give you rabbinic dispensation to go ahead and drink your wine glass. You don't have to drink all of it, leave a little bit, but you know, enjoy. You just said a blessing. Enjoy. Back over to you.
Hey. Okay, so we're learning about Havdalah from you as we go. And we were told this beautiful blessing of the wine has to do with joy. And the thing is, I feel whenever we want to welcome in joy, we first have to go to the grief. And whenever we're ready to go to the grief, it's time to go to the joy. So we thought we'd sing a grief song first so that we could welcome some joy in as grief's holy guest. So this is when you can say the name of someone that you have lost if you want to, or you can put it in the chat if you want to, or you can hold it in your heart if you want to, and we'll sing for that person whether we know their name or not. Okay. Oh, my love, was it you who was just here The empty room is ringing again. Oh, my love, I can feel when you've been near. Oh, I can feel when you've been near again. And I'm looking around every corner, and I am sitting as still as I can. And I am trying to hold myself open. And I am turning around, I'm turning around, I'm turning around, I'm turning around so I can see your face again. Oh, my love, well, it's been dark since you've been gone. You took the sunlight with you again. Oh, my love, I can feel when you've been gone. I can feel when you've been gone again. But every road is a circle, and every word can be a door. And I am just trying, I'm trying to hold myself open. Oh, won't you turn me around? I'm turning around, I'm turning around, I'm turning around, I am turning around, I'm turning around, I am turning around. Hey, 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 hey. Oh, I wanna see your face again. Oh, I wanna see your face again. Hey, 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 I wanted to acknowledge that there isn't a lot of space for grief around here. You know what I'm saying? But I wanted to let you know that for me, when I let the breaking in to my voice and into my work and my heart, when I am able to let my grief take up the space of 10,000 oceans washing over me every day. Oh, I have to say, I felt joy. I felt joy. Oh boy, I felt unexpected, unusual, surprising waves of joy. I'm telling you, joy comes, joy came. Not after the grief, but within it, in the same hand, in the same palm. There were joy and grief, sisters together, living together. Joy and grief inside of my broken, open-hearted voice. And I have to say, I pray that when I go, I pray that when I go, that the love in me turns into joy in the hearts of those I love. And so I am trying to hold my love for those I long for and those who are gone. I'm trying to hold my love like a candle of joy inside of my broken heart. if ever you want to, 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 if ever you want to. I recommend a good long breaking. If you want to have a good time. You got to come off mute so I can hear you every once in a while. And then Ellie will tell you to.
For everybody to unmute.
Yes, I hear you. There you are. Hello. Okay, now we got to all mute again. Shut up. Shut it up.
I shared this idea with Shaun and Abigail before, when we were sort of talking through the ceremony, this idea that on Shabbat, a second soul descends from on high and infuses our body so that our weekday soul can rest. And that during Havdalah, it goes back to wherever it hangs out during the week, and we need to wake up our soul, our weekday soul. And so the Havdalah, the spices are kind of like the smelling salts that we inhale. We inspire ourselves, and we kind of wake up that soul and say, like, hey, come on back. Like, it's good out here. It smells good. Thank you. Mm-hmm. And so if you haven't already, I feel like the energy of the Bengsons music makes me want to dance. It also sort of invites me to breathe. But if you have not already tonight, just taking a moment to inhale and exhale in a conscious and sort of slower way. Take a moment to do that. And if you've got something good to smell, so we're going to bless that faculty and our ability to be inspired by the world. Hey, 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 hey,
Thank you. We were so moved by this idea of the two souls. That's a new one for me, and it's hitting me pretty deep. I'm grateful for it. And I wonder if there's a moment when the two souls pass one another. And I wonder if in that moment, where there is rest between them, if there can also be reckoning. There can also be a moment of truth, of looking at something that's hard and also being held within that.
Yeah. No, just that there's also in Shabbat and the Sabbath, and also in my prayer life, I feel such gratitude for the release, for the letting go. Just trying to loosen my knuckles. Just let it out.
This one, the whole time we sing it, if you want, you can just hum. You can go. And then at the end, you probably got to stay on mute, but you can join at the end. You'll learn it quick. Everything I held is falling.
Is falling.
I thought I knew. Oh, I thought I knew. Oh, what I thought I knew. I thought I knew, but everything I held in my hands
Is falling.
when I tell the truth,
Tell the truth.
and when I hear the truth,
When I hear the truth,
it catches in my hand and in my throat. It shakes my bones until I cannot stand. And then everything I held is falling.
let it fall. 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 Let it fall.
You can sing this part with us.
Fall.
You already know it, just like that. Fall, let it fall. Let it fall, let it fall, let it fall. Let it fall. Let it let it fall off of me. May it fall from my eyes. May it fall from my skin. Let it fall to the ground where it can be planted and grow again into something more useful than all my old bullshit. I just want to let it fall. Let it fall. It can fall. It can fall, and I could begin. I could begin again. I'm invited. I am invited to let it fall and begin again and begin again. Let it fall, let it fall, let it fall. I heard you singing. I could tell. I can
Beautiful,
feel
everyone.
it. I can feel it.
So this next one is in thinking about the elements of this moment of the Havdalah, about the natural world, and it's a song of gratitude for all the souls whose lives were lost for my body to survive, all of the many creatures who have died that I may keep breathing, that I may live in this world, and I hold a lot of shame about the cost of my life and the cost of the life of my family, and that I'm trying to hold the grief in the same hand as I hold my gratitude for it. And this is also thinking about that moment when I was young, and I suspect may be true for some of you as well. When I first noticed this, I was like, hey, wait a second. And at first I thought, well, it's just everyone else is all screwing it up. You know, it's the problem's all y'all's. You're screwing it up. I know it. It's okay. But then it was realizing, no, it's me. You know, I bought into it. It's all of this is I'm doing it too. Let's give it a try. This is a tricky one to sing. We're gonna try to
send us a little bit of the good stuff, because this is the high wire song.
I never think I would never. I never think I would never. I never think all my life I've driven these roads. In the summer I killed many things with my body. I'm leaving behind me the souls of 1,001 small things. I've taken a breath and I exhale the carbon that broke up within me. I'm leaving behind me the souls of 1,001 small things. Driven these roads in the summer, I heard you there breathing beside me. I heard someone speaking about all the gifts of the garden. I draped them upon me, the bodies of many a spirit. I'm leaving behind me the souls of 1,001 small things. I would never, I never think I would never, I never think I would never, I never think all my life. Oh, even in my youth, oh, even in my youth, I was eating up the fruit. I was eating the fruit up. Oh, I ate it all up. I threw away the seeds. All my life I've driven these roads. In the summer I killed many things with my body. I'm leaving behind me the souls of 1,001 small things. The bones of the old ones turn into the oil that shakes up the ground. Is there waiting to burn up the whole world around? I am living the life of the ash of the fire that started in Cleveland, the husk of the rind of the factory line of our Henry Ford. Oh, even in my youth, oh, even in my youth, I was eating up the fruit. Eating the fruit up, oh, I ate it all up. I threw away the seeds. Even in my youth, oh, even in my youth, I was eating up the fruit. I was eating the fruit up, oh, I ate it all up. I threw away the seeds.
Nailed Nailed it. Nailed it.
Holy. Wow.
We're going to light up our candle over here. But I guess what I should say is we're going to do this blessing, and then we're not quite going to do the extinguishing blessing quite yet. So if you don't have a candle that's freestanding that can just like hang out safely for a while, maybe just watch us do ours. And then when you're ready to do yours in the last blessing, can light it up. We will be blessing fire now, and then we'll just kind of set it off on the side safely. That was incredible. Abigail, Shaun. Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Whew.
Insane.
It's a blessing for passion, for heat, for light, for bringing some of this fire into the world with us to warmth, especially in places where it's cold right now, to bring our warmth, to share our warmth, to bring our light and not hoard it, but to share it. Light's one of those things that when you share it, it just grows. It doesn't shrink. It just grows. May we be like the flame. Hey, hey, yeah, la, 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 hey, hey, la, yeah, la, 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 yeah. La, 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 yeah, 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 Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei beorei ha'esh borei beorei ha'esh
Yay.
Yay.
So beautiful. Wow. We were sent this candle. We were sent some Mishkan
So
swag.
beautiful.
We got a hat.
Yes.
We got a t-shirt. They're already absorbed into our home very quickly. Thank you.
Yeah.
This is beautiful.
Anyone here who would also like Mishkan swag could totally go on our website and purchase some if they
Yes.
wanted to. I mean, it's
They're
good
really soft.
stuff.
It's really good. So the song that we were thinking about in response to this blessing, is the light that we hold within ourselves, and thinking about that first moment that someone saw that light in you. And for me, it was the woman who gave me my first solo. She pulled me out of the back of the choir, and incredibly timid, shy little Shaun Bengson. And just a beautiful, beautiful person. She passed away a few years ago, and I miss her dearly. But this is in tribute to her, to Mrs. Kay Ween.
Night at the
Church at rehearsal, my palms sweat when I'm sitting next to the girls in the circle as we speak of Jesus. Last shall be first when the boys race to be first in line. The girls shall be first, and the boys behind. Kay conducts the children in the blossom of the chorus, the solemn of first, a tree in a forest. The
lights behind her hair bounce off the vinyl flooring.
Fluorescent lights, her face adoring. And what I will remember forever, Mrs. Weed, is a tree lit up with cardinals, small painted with the snow that fell slow on the LCD screen in the churchyard. All the kids in the youth group, they want to know why I never speak. Not a word to anyone. I carry a cross next to friends, holding the candles. My body a twig, my arms burn handles. The smell of the perfume and the halo of the mothers, the warmth of the mothers, the cold of the fathers. She hands me a script with my name on it, the fear of words, the void of sonnets. And what I will remember forever, Mrs. Weed, is a tree lit up with cardinals, small painted with the snow that fell slow in the glow of the LCD screen in the churchyard. I was afraid to sing. I was afraid to speak. But I did it, Mrs. Wing, because of you. The smell of the bleach in the air, the beeping of all the little machines never seems to go anywhere.
Her face looks heavy, her husband holds her up in the bed.
When she can't speak, he speaks instead.
My wife makes her laugh with talk of marijuana.
The silence broken, golden spreading.
I look for the words that never come, they never come,
never come.
There's a tree lit up with cardinals, small painted in the snow that fell slow in the glow of the LCD screen in the churchyard.
Feel free to unmute and clap and shout and then
Wow.
We've got a house full of educators here, so that song really meant a lot. All right. Well, we're going into our last blessing of the evening, which means we're going into our penultimate song of the evening. I want to say thank you to everybody. This has been, it's not over yet, but this has been so delicious and meaningful and special. we're recording this. I don't know what we're going to do with the recording, but I feel like I might watch it every Saturday night for the rest of this pandemic. For those of you who are with us for the first time and might want to come back, to do Shabbat on some Friday night, we're on Facebook, and we would welcome you. Everything is virtual right now, so it's a great time to be building community, and we would love to see you again. And Abigail and Shaun, I hope you won't be strangers either. I feel like we're all, I don't know, maybe cut from the same cloth. Maybe that's just true for everybody. But this feels really good tonight. We're going to bless now, going into the new week. We're going to bless distinctions. That's what Havdalah means. It means lifting up and celebrating the things that actually are different in the world. That time has different qualities. The week has a different quality than Shabbat does, and that's sacred, and that's great, and it should be that way. And that day has a different quality from night, and Judaism has a different quality from many other religions, and it's not a better or worse than, it's just an appreciation for that which is and that which makes us distinct and different, each one of us. And also, of course, symbolized by the candle, which is many wicks all fused into one flame, recognizing that all the separations and differences fundamentally are kind of an illusion, and it's all one, and we're all one, and we're all connected. So holding that all together, we go into our last blessing. Shavuot. Wait, no, wrong key. Woo! Shavuot, 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 a week of peace. May gladness reign and joy increase. A week of peace. May gladness reign and joy increase. And thank you again to the Bengsons for joining us tonight. I think we all just feel so grateful and so blessed.
We're really grateful to be with you.
It's a great honor. Thank you so much for having us.
It's a blessing when we're all so alone to not be so alone. So this is a kind of a song. We're going to sing this tune called the Keep Going song. We're going to sing it. It's what's brought us to Mishkan, so it seems only right. There's a certain kind of singing that we like to do. It's like flow singing, prayer singing, songs that have to stay alive. All songs are alive. I think every song is a living thing. But this song needs the community to spark up and live in the moment. So I'll ask you, if you will, to sing the loop with me. You gotta stay on mute, but I can hear you anyway. And then there'll be a moment where I'll call on you to sing any prayer that's in your own heart, if you want to. Okay. Does that sound right?
Feels good.
Maybe a little faster.
A little fast, yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Lizzie. Thank you, Ellie. Thank you, family. Thank you to the fire and to the wine and to the sweet air. Thank you for bringing us here and holding us there. We miss you. We miss you, those we know and those we don't. But I can feel you. It's true. This is the keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going on. Keep going on song. This is the keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going on. Keep going on song. This is the keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going on. Hey. Keep going on song. This is the keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going on. Keep going. Well, I am Abigail. This is Shaun. We're so glad that you turned this on and that you welcomed us into your home, and you are welcome into our home. We're in Middlebury, Vermont now.
Middlebury, Vermont.
We're in my mother's house.
At Abigail's mother's
We're
house.
at my mom's house, which is layered. We were in Louisville when the COVID shit hit, and we packed our 3-year-old into a car and we drove pretty far. We drove to Dayton, and then we drove here, and we've been so lucky and blessed to be safely here. And we thought that we would be here for like maximum 10 days tops.
What did we know?
What did we know? Thought we knew a lot. Thought we knew a lot. Thought we knew a lot.
Keep going on.
Keep going on song. This is a keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going on. Keep going on song. This is a keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going on. Keep going on song. And we've been mostly healthy. We've been okay. Are you okay? Are you alright? Are you okay? Are you alright? I hope your body is whole tonight. And if your heart is breaking, I hope that it's breaking open. And if your breath is shaking, I hope that it's shaking through. And I hope that you've watched a lot of really great television, like a lot of it. And I hope that you find a hand lotion that actually makes your skin feel better. And I hope that you have enough to eat. Ooh, I hope you've been getting enough sleep. And I hope that you have enough good company or enough good memory to last you a long time. Keep going, keep going, keep going on. Keep going on song. This is a keep going, keep going, keep going on. Keep going on song. Let's bring some joy into the room, why not? We could try it, or some rage, or some grief and relief. Hey, oh, I pray my rage is a fire, and it cleans my mind out, and it makes me ready to listen. And I pray that my pain is a river, and it flows to the ocean, and it connects my pain to yours. And I pray that my happiness is like pollen, and it flies to you, and it pollinates your joy. Oh boy, is that possible? Well, we don't know. We've been making this up as we go. We have to make it up as we go. The keep going song. Oh, we are making it up. We're making it up as we go. Keep going, keep going, keep Keep going on, song. This is the key. In the spirit of making it up, as we go, keep going on. Please, keep going on, please feed the song by adding your own prayer, if you will. You sing along. Keep going on. You can pray to something, or for something, or with something. Keep going on. And if you're not someone who likes to pray, weeping counts and breathing counts. Keep going on, song. This is the key. If you want to put something in the chat, you can do that. Keep going on, but I hear you anyway. This is the key. Keep going on. Keep going on, song. I'm praying for courage. I see you. Keep praying for Jeremy. Keep going on, song. See you. This is the key. Keep going on. Keep going on, song. And I pray that when we meet again, that the world has changed into the world that we are imagining now together. And I pray that the world has become the world that we are planting inside of ourselves for each other and for our ancestors and for our kids. We've got to start. We've just got to start. This is a rough beginning. It's all we got. It's a rough beginning to offer you. We just got to start. We just got to start by singing some songs in a tiny space together. Just going to sing some songs together, and we hope that when you hear them that you will feel a little bit less alone, and we will feel a little bit less alone in the work and in the hurt, and we will be together tonight somehow, wherever this is, whenever this is, wherever this is. We can be together for the keep going on. Keep going on, song. This is the keep going on. Keep going on, song. I'm just gonna come very close to you. Do you remember what it's like to be very close to somebody you don't know that well, with no mask on? This is what it's like. Keep going on, song. This is the key. I'm just gonna be very close to you. You can come close too if you want to. Keep going on. I dare you. This is the key. Keep going on. Keep going on, song. This is the key. Oh, your faces are so beautiful. Keep going on. Keep going on. Good night. Thank you.
Good night, everyone. So
Thank
much
you,
love to all of
Ellie.
you.
Thank
Stay
you,
safe.
Lizzie.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Come off mute so we can hear one another if you want to. Yay.